As usual, I was trying to do stuff last minute. Dustin should know this by now.
It's about normal.
I know. There's other people coming. I don't know where the New Mexico Houndsman guy went. But we'll kick it off with Amanda and Caleb. So you guys are with the Great American Hound Puppy Giveaway. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you guys were on a better podcast earlier last week, I think, Dustin's.
I don't know about better.
I had to bring him on so he's not too much competition. So,
He's doing a good job with his podcast, that's for sure.
He is. He'll learn.
Wow.
You'll get a lot of good fans, and you'll get a lot of controversial fans.
Yeah, those are always fun.
I don't know where Jared is. Jared just called me and was like, "You got to get on this." There's a site called Mountain Lion Sightings on Facebook, and they're just saying vote for the 127, and yeah, and it's just him and Rowdy Houndsman that are doing all the talking. There's another guy there, but and it's not the fact that you're not going to win those arguments with those kind of people. It's the fact that other people might see. I just posted Lionheart on it, and I guess they're not taking it down or nothing. So kind of like what's what my topic is share, because even when you're arguing with someone, if you can keep it semi-intelligent, which is hard to do with unintelligent people sometimes, tempers. And just one little link might make one person, look at that link, and then it might change the way they vote.
Exactly. If you're looking for intelligence, I don't know why I got an invite.
Well, if I get a bunch of unintelligent people, then I might look a little smarter than somebody for once.
I see how it is.
So Caleb and Amanda jumped on like last minute too. So I was just buzzing through stuff, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna just see if they want to come on. If they can't come on tonight, you guys will be able to come on next week or something." But what I'd like to do is get a whole podcast and try to get some of these kids on.
You're in luck.
Story a little bit too. You got one?
I got one.
There you go. We stole the show. You're gonna steal the show.
Mine'll be home at 7:15.
There you go. Well, it's what is it? 5 here. What time? Where are you from?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Where are you from?
I'm in Wisconsin.
Oh, gotcha. You guys are only an hour ahead of us. Oh, 2
I guess
hours.
so.
And then Amanda, where are you from?
We're in Idaho, so we're an hour ahead of you. So it's 6 here.
Let's see, got comments here. And then who's with you? Who's with you? You got some guests.
I got it. This is my husband. He hunts hounds also with obviously the family. Ours is a whole family event. So he's here with me, and then my son Blake, who won the Hound Pup giveaway in his age group. He got 3rd place in his age group last year.
Yeah.
So we have him. So I told him that he might have to answer some questions.
He's going to answer all the questions. He's the reason we're talking tonight.
He'll answer anything you want him to.
Let me see here. So tell us a little bit about what you guys do. So you guys kind of run it.
Go ahead,
what it's
Caleb.
called.
Yeah. So I took over for it this year, and Amanda sent me a message asking to help, and she helped a lot. But Amanda and Wayne Reeser ran it the giveaway before. Andrea, sorry. But they ran it the year before and ended up passing the torch on. Some issues came up with it, and they no longer wanted to do it. I don't have any more details than that, and I guess the details don't really matter anyway, other than we're running it now.
When it comes to hounds, there's always a lot of details.
You're right.
It don't matter. Houndsman Associations, alliances, organizations. I got John Rutter coming on from the New Mexico Hound Association. Same thing. There's a lot of issues there. So so you guys just took it over? That you were kind of part of it, or?
So I found Carl Boykins first. He's the founder. He's the one who started with originally one dog, I believe, and just given one hound away. And I followed the letters that he got from that and just kind of followed what he was doing on his personal page for this giveaway. And then when the research took it over, I was in it a little bit. I donated a couple of the books that my mom wrote. My mom wrote a book for Cooper about his first hound hunt for a coyote with dogs, and donated that, and just kind of immersed myself amongst the group, and just kind of got asked or volunteered myself. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, and then I came across it last year in the summer, and I showed it to my son, and I was like, hey, they're doing this giveaway and you have to write a letter. And he instantly was like, oh man, can I write a letter? My dog is old and I'd really like to write a letter to maybe win a pup that I can train. So we sat down and spent a good amount of time writing his letter. And then we followed it, of course, and then he won in his age group and was super excited. And we got to actually meet with the guy, Nick, who donated his puppy because he's real close to our house. And so we were able to drive an hour, go pick up his puppy. And it was just awesome to see the donor and how excited they were to donate the puppy, how excited my son was to get the puppy. And then he did actually train his puppy from the ground up, and his dog now runs bears, and we're going to put him on lions this winter.
So you're teaching them young to be broke.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he's broke, he can't get into bad things, right?
That is a fact. That is a fact.
Ignore the girlfriend, buy another dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Blake, how important is wildlife conservation? I'm willing to bet that even the kid knows the answer.
You know what's funny is, and Caleb and I have talked about this, is this year we went hunting with a friend of ours, Cody Rollins. We went and hung out with him for a bit, and we ran a bear, and we treat a pretty good boar, like for around here. It was a little over 200 pounds, and it was the first day, and we were like, oh, I don't know, and not sure if we could do it or if we should shoot it. And Blake's like, I think we could probably do better. Like there's bigger ones out there. And then we went to, his unit caught on fire, and then we just kept treating really small bears. And so he was just like, he was heartbroken because he didn't get one, but he let a bunch live this year.
And that is conservation, right, Blake?
You gotta speak.
Yes. Say yes.
Yeah.
They're all brave till they're on camera.
I know. I was like, are you going to actually respond? And he was like, yeah. And then he gets on here. It's like,
Brett Vaughn.
Nod's good.
You made it. I seen you down. I didn't see you down there. You were down there. Not used to my system.
I didn't think you were going to let me in there for a minute.
It was a hard to get. I was playing hard to get. So
I was in.
Benny's not coming on. So anybody expecting Benny, because he's house shopping, land shopping. So
is he in Arizona then?
No, I think he just got back home.
Oh.
So I said, we will do nothing but talk crap about you. And he said, just let him know. I guarantee that. So as long as he guarantees it. All right.
Yeah.
So how big you guys, this got big quick.
Yeah, it's next year is going to be, we're assuming it's going to be pretty overwhelming. I fully expect that we're going to get 100 letters or better next year.
How many did you get this year?
We got 33 letters. Well, shoot. We originally had 33 puppies to give away with letters. Some letters were for some gear only from kids that couldn't accept a dog for the time being and stuff like that. So total letters were probably close to 40. Total dogs given away was 37.
Wow.
And those
And
are
I'm
from all
still
over.
receiving calls for donations of puppies.
I am not.
How are you? Are you doing it by state, letter by state, by who gives away a dog in, say, Arizona or Colorado or New York?
We are trying to keep it as regionally based as we can. It's hard to do just because, I might get 9 letters for kids from Wisconsin, and I might only have 3 people in Wisconsin that were willing to donate a dog. So there was some travel that was associated with this, but it wasn't terrible. Most of the dogs came from at least a neighboring state.
Yeah, I think the worst one we had was West Virginia to Utah, and that just I was like, Caleb, I feel so bad, but we were like, somebody's gonna have to bite the bullet on this one. And then Nicole Merkel jumped in and volunteered a lot of her time to get puppies to kids, so that was super helpful. And she would get them, as far like west as she could. And then there was other just random people who were like, hey, I want to help get your dog where it needs to go, and they jumped in and started helping getting dogs places. So it wasn't too horrible.
And then you guys try to keep track of these dogs once they're out, get a little progress report back.
We try.
We try.
That's up to the family. And, we got a couple people that aren't even on Facebook that won dogs that, one gentleman, his mom saw it and sent him the info. So he wrote in, but we try to do updates. We hope everyone continues to do updates because everybody that donates a puppy wants to see their dog excel with the kid and whatnot. But ultimately, it is up to the child and the parents of that child to continue to post updates.
Yeah, Blake actually became like buddies almost with the guy that Nick, who donated his dog last year. And like he'll be like, oh, send this video to Nick, send a picture to Nick. And then Nick will reach out and be like, you doing any good this year, buddy? And so and of course he follows me on Facebook, so he sees a lot. But there's times that I'm sending messages to Nick for Blake.
Good deal. And when you said next year, you guys shut down for the rest of the season here?
Yeah, so we're going to fire up again and start looking for donations probably around March. We spent enough time with this that it's time for me, I won't speak for Amanda, but as far as me goes, I need to get back in touch with the family. I get laid off here November 22nd from work, and then it's family time, Dad, for a little bit before this kicks off again.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a few things in this downtime. Like I know we set out rules this year for the letters, which worked out really good. There's a couple tweaks we want to make to the rules. And then we also wanted to create a kind of like a rules guideline for puppy donors too, like the types of dogs that we'll accept. And we do kind of vet those dogs a little bit. Like the people have to send us pictures and videos and stuff like that of like the parents and like proof that they hunt and do that stuff, so we're not just getting
everybody's Coles.
Yeah.
There's John.
Hey, I was having issues, man. Jeez. Ended up having to get on my phone. My good computer's down, and I got a laptop, and I can't plug in Ethernet to the damn thing. So I was trying to connect wirelessly, and it just doesn't work.
Gotcha.
How everybody's going? How's everybody doing?
Yeah, we're talking about the Great American Hound Puppy Giveaway.
Oh yeah, I don't think I heard about that.
It's on Facebook. It's everywhere now.
It feels like it.
I just talked to Carl yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Might have been yesterday. I was checking the bear yesterday, so I did talk to him. He wants to get involved with some stuff we're starting in Arizona as far as a working dog alliance. So I guess you guys took all that away from him, so he needs to find something else to do now. So
We kept him involved. We made him be a judge this year. So he had to read all the letters from the kids and decide which ones he thought were the best.
Who'd he find to read the paper to him? I didn't know Carl could read.
I think he had one of the dogs do it.
Oh, probably what it was. So what else? So when did you say you were kicking? Oh, who was it? Jeremy asked, how do you, where'd it go? How can a fella get a hold of you to donate a pup for a region?
Find us on the Facebook page. I don't know if you have the ability to post a link in the comments. I'm not that tech savvy, but we're on Facebook, and you could send either myself a message or Amanda. Yeah, it's as easy as that.
We kind of have it broken down. If you're from like Montana, Utah, Arizona, Texas, those areas all the way to California, I cover those areas. Caleb does the middle of the country, and then we have Stephanie who's covering the East Coast right now.
So you're in the West. You're the West Coast.
I'm West, yeah. Since I'm in Idaho, it's just kind of regional
You're
around
like
there.
the West area. You said.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Got to give him
Okay.
a minute. He types with one finger.
Hunt and peck.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how
I
I
do.
type.
I don't know how to read either.
I got to
if I
do
can figure
voice
this out.
text or else I don't spell it right.
Man, Dustin, you and Blake are one and the same. He does the same thing.
I don't know how to read.
There we go. I think I did it right.
And we won't
I don't know
accept
if you can click on the
puppy
link, though.
donations till in the spring.
Right.
We prefer the
Yeah.
puppies to be a bit younger. This year we did have some people hold dogs. They reached out to me early and said they wanted to donate. And so they ended up holding dogs till September. And in doing that, they did get those puppies started for the kids. But this next year, we're going to hope to get them a little bit younger, like 6 months and under by September.
You have to copy and
Did I do
paste,
that?
put it in the. It's
No,
not a
I did on
clickable link.
I copy and paste the link, but I don't think it's.
Yeah, it's not
didn't come
clickable, but you
through.
can put it in your whatever they call that bar up there, and it'll take you right to it.
Yeah.
Come
Well, just go
on,
to
do the
Facebook,
thing
look
with
up the
the
Great
thing.
American Hound Puppy giveaway. Well, heck, what else we got from you guys? Anything else coming up? Just waiting on the season to start then for the.
So I'm working on turning this into a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so we can start going to businesses to actually put in some better requests for monetary donations and stuff like that actually gives some of these businesses and people a tax break too. Shipping costs are tremendous. Transportation costs. Our goal is to be able to cover the transportation fees to get these dogs to their kids. That way it's not on the parents to try to figure it out, and it's not all just hoping and praying that we find another awesome dog hauler to haul these pups to. So that's the hope and goal for next year. There's no reason it shouldn't happen over this winter.
Yeah, it was amazing though to see the businesses like Dogs Are Treed, Cold Strike, Conkeys, I think Wolfie Collars. Like there was a bunch of companies that donated lots of different things between different like hoodies for the kids, t-shirts for the kids, the like leashes, collars, dog bowls. Cold Strike offered and paid all the shipping, which was amazing because, like Caleb said, it got really crazy expensive really fast, which came from me, Caleb at this point in time.
Yeah. W and Full Cry Magazine also donate a lot. Every kid who sent in a letter is getting a year's subscription of Full Cry Magazine.
And I think that came from the California Houndsman Association. They're the ones paying for that.
Bull Cry and California Houndsmen split the cost of it. Yep.
That was awesome.
And that's how you do it, right?
They've done that 2 years in a row now.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
No, it's crazy it's been going on that long. I feel like it just started.
No, this is the 3rd year.
Yes.
Dang.
So, and we've just increased over time. The first year, like it was like 1 puppy, and then he just did 2 drawings in 1 year. So he ended up giving away, I think, 3 puppies. And then last year under Andrea and her husband, they did like 22, sounds right to me. And then this year, Caleb and I ended up placing 37.
Wow.
So
Brett,
like
Brett ought to have
I never
Brett
heard
ought to
of
have
it.
a couple litters going on after that
I
crazy night.
I've never heard of it.
Really?
It's a pretty cool deal, Brett. Keeping kids involved and just growing the sport. And
Yep.
Yeah, it
It's
sounds like a really good
really
deal.
All about.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for Caleb and I is getting the kids out and getting them hunting and getting kids in the forest, because ultimately you need kids to fall in love with the sport and carry on.
I think that's the problem. They're falling in love with their phones and doing
Their
other
Xbox.
things.
exactly.
Blake, are you in love with your phone?
I think a lot of it also stems from parents and grandparents not putting the effort into. I think it's pretty easy to blame the technology and the phones in their hands or the video games and stuff like that. But if you're not making a point to make this exciting for a kid, why is a kid going to choose to do that or want to do that on their own when instant gratification with playing with the phone is in their hands always? I think as adults, we need to take the next step to focus on giving the kids a why outside is so great.
Very true. A lot of parenting skills have been lost in the outdoors, and more of it needs to be established with today's. I'm glad. I'm lucky. Both my sons are avid hunters. The dog, everything.
Blake, what was your favorite thing about the Hound Pup giveaway when you entered for Diesel?
How many other kids were doing it?
It was
us.
It was fun to see all the other kids doing it. What's your favorite thing after you won Diesel and we picked him up? What is some of the stuff that you had to do with him to get him to where he is today?
I feel like the funnest thing was training him up to start running bears and mountain lions.
Did you do drags with him outside?
Mm-hmm.
You did lots of drags with Diesel, didn't you?
Yeah.
And did you catch raccoons?
Yeah.
You went out and trapped raccoons?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a pup.
Oh, look at that pup.
He's climbing on my desk.
What a pup.
You
Trying
got
to
a
get him
puppy in the
right
house, don't you? He keeps making noise.
Well, there's 3 dogs in here. I got this
Has
pup.
you seen red fern grows?
Oh, yeah. What's your favorite thing about bear hunting with your family?
Probably how much fun it is to watch all the dogs go and chase.
Do you like hiking in the forest?
Yeah.
With my kids, it's all the soda and crap they can eat because they don't get to eat it at home. But I took mine. I just got my boys just got bears this week, and I took them on some bad walks, some good walks, and you had to hold that 45 long Colt, and it ain't a light gun, So, but he had a good time. They had a good time. They both got bears. So.
I've had my kids in some nasty, nasty stuff.
Oh yeah.
Blake, have you been in some nasty stuff hiking?
Yeah, Blake's been on some 5-6 hour bear walks.
Those are good ones.
Walking behind the dogs, trying to get more dogs in on top of them. And he's like, "Dad, I'm tired." I'm like, "Well, we gotta keep going, bud." He's like, "Okay."
Michael Hanlon said would it be possible to sponsor a couple of kids, pups, or for maybe expensive dog food vaccinations or some kids so it doesn't burden their families?
Get in contact with one of us, and we will. It might not be right away that we utilize you, but sooner or later there will be a family that would greatly benefit from that offer.
Blake just whispered, he could sponsor me.
I got a couple kids you can sponsor too.
Yeah. I got a few.
Oh boy. Just a gas card would do me good.
You're right.
Man. So what, Blake, how old's your dog now?
1.
Yeah. How long have you had him?
1 year.
1 year.
Oh, wow. And you've had him on bears yet?
Yeah. My other dog, he's 11.
Yeah,
Good,
you got,
good.
so we started Blake, he got, his dog was 8 when he got him. And we said, if you can take care of this trained dog that's fully ready to roll, if you can take care of this dog and you actually show us some drive to go to trees and actually hunt, then, because we were new to it, right? We had just started. And he was like, okay. And I was like, maybe we'll talk about a puppy. And then Blake just fell in love with it instantly. Like, he was all in, committed to hound hunting. And then he won his puppy last year. We picked him up in October of last year, and Blake has trained him from the start. He pretty much did most of it on his own. And he was on bears this summer and tree and bears this summer and fall.
Good deal.
Yep. My boy Cooper's an absolute freak. He's already guiding people. So he thinks. He certainly tells everyone how it's going and what to expect out. These dogs are gonna go do this, and then they're gonna do. Yep, they're barking. See how they're barking there? Yep. It means they're jumping now. So he's telling adults this. He's explaining how awesome he is as a kid to other kids because he has dogs. We're now taking random school kids here and there out on trips because Cooper's talked about it. So it spreads like wildfire if you open the doors to let it.
You know what? I think the best interest to get kids, we do a small hounds trial in Arizona here. It's not huge, but I take kids from the school, my boys' friends, and you let them run some of them dogs. I got some gentle dogs that don't yank you around. You let them run some of them dogs, man, they're hooked.
It's such a sense of pride of look what I did, because the satisfaction, it's instant gratification.
Oh, I'm getting some pictures of Blake. Is that Blake?
Yep, I'm sending you pictures of Blake with his dog. You want to send that one? Okay.
I'm not as fancy as Brett and all hooked up. All the Apple stuff. Let me email it to myself here.
And that bobcat in that picture is my bobcat that I shot.
And Diesel was there on that bobcat, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He may not have done it all by himself. Like, Diesel obviously didn't tree it by himself or anything, but he was there when Blake got his first bobcat. And then the other one is him and Blake. Diesel was using Blake as a tree to bay at a bear.
I think all puppies do that. I'm sending them now. I'll get them in here. So what advice do you have to other kids there, Blake, on writing an essay?
What should they include in their paper in the essay to the Hound Pup giveaway? What things did you write about?
Find a big brother or sister who could write.
I wrote it all myself, but I wrote about my other dog, and I was writing about how old he was and stuff to get one because I don't know how much longer he has.
Oh, you tugged on the heartstrings.
Yeah, that would have got me too.
Did you talk about how you were going to train your dog and the type of things that we hunt and that stuff. Did you talk about that in your letter?
Kind of. I said that I'll go hunting with my dad and stuff with him.
Yeah, you said you wanted your own dog to go on lions because your dog, your trained dog, doesn't do lions.
Yeah.
And then you got any advice for training once you get a puppy?
I'd say start small and then go big.
Maybe I should take this advice. Holy moly.
Start small, like what? What did you do first with Diesel?
I
Did you kibble?
started in the backyard with him on bear hides and kibble training, and then I slowly moved up to raccoons, and then now he's at bears.
Good deal.
Doing it right.
So what's some of the methods you use to train?
Great job, John.
Like kind of grabbing a handful of dog kibble and throwing it out in the yard so he sniffs it up and gets it, or I use a hot dog and throw it out there pretty far.
And you did hot dog drags with him at first, and then he would just like beeline it to the hot dog, and he didn't have to sniff it up anymore, didn't he?
Yeah, I would hold him and then I'd tear it up and throw it out there, and then I would let him go try to find it.
Uh-oh. Okay,
Did you
I'll
use whole
contact you.
cages with the raccoon?
Mm-hmm.
I'll contact you through Facebook page. Chris, I might send you some cigars. Hound hunting with my granddad in Vermont as a kid is some of my best memories. Oh, dang.
There you go.
I
Just
know.
Chris?
Hey, you got cigars sent to you, Brett. You hadn't even shared them with me.
Well, sorry.
Jared, do you get anything? You're on here all the time. Those two don't share?
No, I get nothing. I just get to sit here and listen.
Blake, I have a 12-year-old hound that walks to trees with me, and once there, he acts like he treed the bear himself. He has bad hips now, so he doesn't get to run anymore. I had an old 15-year-old, same thing. She'd run, but I didn't want her to, and I'd let her out of the truck when we're close to the tree or whatever, and she'd go in like she found it.
He doesn't really he doesn't really walk with me to the tree. He runs a couple, and then if he's like really tuckered out one day, he'll walk to the tree with me.
Yep.
When's your first lion hunt?
As soon as the snow flies. When's our lion season?
No, it's like the 23rd of November it opens, but we got to get some weather first. I think it's coming.
Jeremy wants to know if Blake's for hire. Jeremy needs lots of help.
Would you go help do dogs?
Yeah. I got paid $20.
$20? There you go. She's cheap.
I'll give you 40.
I'll give you $20 and I'll have Crystal homeschool you.
There you go.
Man, Caleb, he'll be coming straight to your house.
Yeah, sounds great. I can slave labor a child.
Crystal's already trying to get us to buy a house out there. She's like, hey, I bet we could find you a place to live.
Land is cheap over here.
Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can get these pictures up of. I'm working on it. There we go. I got to share my screen. Share screen. There you go.
There
You want to tell us a little about that, Blake?
How was that race?
It was quick.
It was.
He was almost 100 yards off the road.
And then you got there, and what did Diesel do?
He used me as a tree.
Was he like, look what I did?
And Diesel, that's Diesel, right? The pup right there behind you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There we
Tell
go.
us about this.
Now you're talking.
That's Diesel and my bobcat that I shot. Everyone didn't think I could shoot him in the first shot, but I did.
How old are you, Blake?
I'm 11.
Yeah, when you hit 12, we're gonna talk crap about you being a snow hunter. So you got
Yeah.
one more year.
I shot that one when I was 10.
Oh, let's brag. Let's just throw it in everybody's face.
Yeah.
What was
There
that?
you go, right there.
That was the day that we went and got him. And he loved me.
He did, huh?
You- Did you love him?
Did you guys love each other right away?
Yeah.
Good deal. Heck of a story. Heck of a story.
Caleb's Caleb's daughter has Diesel's sister.
Yep. Ruby. Blue tick named Ruby. Explain that one.
Yeah.
How's that one doing?
She's doing good. Not coming along as quickly as Blake's, but she's doing good. She's been on a couple trees now. She's seen a cat and barked at some bobcats. She's barked at some coons, so she's getting it. She's just a little slower in the game.
Good deal.
So she'll be a good dog.
Good
Yeah.
We
deal.
all have that slow dog though, right? Like one of my best dogs took a year and a half.
Yeah, no, she's doing it. She needs the confidence because the other dogs are so much faster than her with what I got. So she don't quite like to venture out on her own, but she's getting there. She's improving every time.
Good.
Good deal. Well, Blake, I'm glad you came on. You guys, I appreciate it. We're going to have to probably do a whole show, try to get a whole bunch of kids. It'd be nice to get a whole bunch of kids and have them just kind of go through and give them 10 minutes to tell their story.
Be a good time.
So, and then to reach you guys, Facebook, right?
Yep, that's the best.
Yeah, Messenger. And we normally get back to you guys pretty quick if we get a message on Messenger. Our first place kid this year, it was pretty awesome when we talk about like why we do this and continuing hunting. Our first place kid this year, he at 8 years old, he went out and he had got I think he got his first hound when he was 6 or 7, and then that dog died bear hunting. And then he got another dog and he was all excited. And then in his letter, he talked about how his new dog, his replacement dog, bit him. And so he was like, she hated me. So I had to switch with my dad. And so him and his dad switched dogs, and his new dog, he said he just loved her and she was amazing. And then she died hunting also. So by the age of 8, he lost 2 amazing hounds. And, you know, his letter really pulled on everybody's heartstrings. And, you know, he had some ideas on how to train them and everything. And so he was our grand prize this year. And we were just sitting there thinking, if at 8 years old, you can lose 2 dogs and you're still trying to find a way to get yourself another dog to keep hunting and keep hunting alive, like you're going to do this forever.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Well, you guys are more than welcome to stay on if you guys want to stay on and talk crap with us.
Blake goes, yeah.
We got rabbit holes all over.
Oh,
To
yeah.
my below me, so we got John Rutter from New Mexico Hound Association, and we got TL Jones, which is below me, who's gonna throw us some information about what's going on back east with all the devastation. Right there, Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
Someone asked me, who's the
Yeah,
guy in the
appreciate
suit and tie?
Too
He's an
fancy.
undercover. He's an undercover guy.
Yeah. I just got out of church and hopped on here, so I haven't got the change yet.
Ooh, that's a rough place to switch from church to here.
Yeah, making us all look bad.
He had to go to church just to get on this show.
Right.
You had to ask forgiveness for buying another dog.
Oh boy. So what's going on back? I reached out to you and I said, hey, do we need anything? And you said they had a lot of stuff that actually went over there. So it actually worked out pretty good.
Yeah, it's been. I hope someday somebody does one of those 60-minute type shows on just the logistics of the stuff that came into Appalachia from all over America. And I keep telling people our government may stink, but the American people are awesome. There's been so much stuff sent into Appalachia in the past 2 weeks that it would just blow your mind. Every church, every fire department, every community center is just overrun with stuff to the point I have a hard time now finding any place to take it. Everybody has everything they need, and that happened within 7 days of this flood.
Wow.
That's cool.
Did that come from everywhere? Like the United
It
States?
did. Yeah, it did. It was, of course, I can't tell everybody's experience, but with our church, it was basically two situations. Church people that I've known over the years, I've served in different churches from the east coast of Virginia through the Appalachians all the way out. I lived 8 years in Montana, and so I know a lot of church folks, and they just poured stuff in here by the thousands of dollars worth, totally unsolicited. I didn't ask anybody for anything, and then Houndsman XP, I've been on their podcast a few times. They opened an Amazon account so people could send stuff straight in, and hound people all over the country just absolutely slammed my church full of stuff, to the point that the post office called and just begged us to start picking up her stuff because it's about to kill the woman trying to deliver it.
That's good. Real good. It's nice to know that there's people out there that actually, care.
Yeah, I think it's a great lesson in what we have as a country. We sort of sometimes feel like, well, it's isolated, nobody cares anymore. People don't have any sense of community. That's just not true. People do care, and the amount of stuff that has been sent, emergency supplies, is just overwhelming. And now I'm having people send me so much cash, I'm having to go out and drive around just to look for people that still need help, to give them the money. Me and my church treasurer, the Monday after this flood hit, we went door to door to door to door, giving families $250 a piece. And
that's cool.
I'm not going to go into all the details because that's not important, but the amount of money that was sent out was insane. And then a houndsman was listening to Steve Fielder's podcast, which I guess is sponsored by W. No, I say houndsman. He's a cur guy from Alabama. Heard that, and
one of them guys.
Church, and he called me Sunday night, and they sent $25,000 just from one church.
Wow.
And I think our church is not a large church, and of course I think our church has been sent close to probably $80,000 now just to give to people.
Well, Richard Fight said that's a good problem to have. It's always, I guess, better to have too much than too little.
Yeah.
Is there any way to store that up?
Well, we've been asked to save some of the supplies that nobody needs right now, because a lot of the people, especially on the North Carolina side, if I back up a little bit, the flood is different than, say, flooding on the coast, because when it floods on the coast, there might be, say, a 5 square mile area where everybody gets wiped out. In the mountains here, it was the homes on the rivers and creeks. So you may have 20 neighbors who lost their house, but the 50 people on both sides of them nothing happened. It just depends on where the water went. And so, like my house, I had no issues at all. The church I pastored just 500 yards from the dam they thought was going to break. They kept telling everybody in the news they thought the dam was going to break. We're 500 yards from that. And it did breach, but it didn't break. And so our church didn't get touched, but a lot of them did. And a lot of homes right beside of my church got completely annihilated.
Well, it's a dang good thing what you guys are doing, for sure.
Well,
and
I honestly can't take no credit for it, but I mean, it just the flood happened and all this stuff poured in, and all we're doing is giving it to the people who need it. And it's been just insane. It's not just us, man. I mean, everybody around here that wants to help is just being inundated with both supplies and money. You've never seen nothing like it. It won't be enough to build back all the houses. That'll have to come from something, different. I don't know what, but as far as taking care of people's immediate needs after the situation, everybody got everything they needed.
Beautiful. Perfect. And all the rumors about, is it easy getting back in the mountains? Because we back here in the west side, we heard that it was hard to get back in there, and they were having packers take stuff up in the hills, and the government wouldn't let them through some places. True? Not true?
Yeah. A lot of the rumors, it's hard to trace down because the communities are sort of isolated from each other based on where they're at, some holler. And you hear about the rumors, and I don't doubt some of them are true, but it did require a lot of people getting back into places where the roads were washed out, including packers. But that was, say, the first 4 or 5 days mostly trying to rescue people. I tell you, I've a good team of horses and mules. Those first 3 or 4 days were life saving.
So they were packing up into the hills.
Absolutely, they were packing in, and they're still doing that to some extent.
Wow.
It's just not rescue now. Now it's cleaning up and body recovery. I think there's still about 91 people missing on the North Carolina side and 2 people missing on the Tennessee side.
Gotcha. So what are you guys doing now? Just kind of holding steady and waiting to see if anybody needs any help? And
yeah, everybody's been cleaning up, the mud that come in off the river in some of these houses. The water was up to the second story on a lot of these houses, and the ones that didn't float down the river, had mud in them, knee deep. So they've been shoveling that out by hand, and a lot of heavy equipment's been brought in here. I'm not going to go negative on this deal. I purposely don't do that because I don't want to be the face that makes some government official mad that doesn't help one of my neighbors. And you know how that works. They just need a sound bite to use to make some crap mad. But I will tell you, the federal government in the initial process failed this operation, but the American people saved it.
perfect. Well, I've asked if there's anything we can do, and you said you were looking for maybe single out a person and put all your efforts towards him, but it looks like everybody was covered. You hadn't found nobody.
It was weird that the day you sent me that message on the inbox, I don't get a call or a message from somebody from Arizona every day. And so I was in town and I went by Harbor Freight, which, do you have Harbor Freight in Arizona? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, we do.
Okay. So I go down to Harbor Freight. I went back to the generators, and this guy walked in and stood beside of me. And I just got finished communicating with you. I could tell he was a nervous wreck. He was really looking those generators over. And finally, he just real nervously told me, he said, we just moved here. He said, we just got here from Arizona. And I thought, well, that's interesting. I talked to 2 people from Arizona, and I never talked to nobody from Arizona. And so we talked for a few minutes, and he said, we bought a house on the river. And he said, my dad lived downstairs. We lived upstairs, and it washed everything he owned away. And now we're trying to clean up. And I said, well, I'll tell you what. I said, you text me right now while we're standing here, your name and address, and I'll get you some help from the church. And I was going to send him a check for $250, just like we were doing everybody else, to try to spread it out. And which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you have nothing, it's a lot. And so we were standing there, and I said, no, what you're interested in these generators here? He said, we've gutted the house and the sheetrock's off, and the studs need to be dried out. And he said, I need something that will run some fans so I can get this dried out. So I said, well, I'll tell you what. I said, you pick out which generator you want and push it up front, and I'll pay for it. So we
Did he
just
believe
paid for
you?
that. Huh?
Did he believe you at first?
You know, I think it's catching him off guard about how many people are willing to help him as a total stranger that just moved here. And he told me, he really couldn't believe all the people that came to his rescue and have helped him. And of course, just a total stranger paying for his generator to use. And I just, but my church is functioning this way during this thing. I've been given the liberty with a couple of deacons and our businessman just to make the decisions on the fly, because when people need help, they can't wait for a church to have a meeting 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So we're just keeping track of all of it and letting the church know where it's going. And another bear hunter put on Facebook 2 days ago that their church got wiped. And I saw that because we had, we're friends as bear hunters. And I went and told my deacons and businessman tonight about their church getting wiped. They just wrote them a check for $5,000 to mail them tomorrow.
Wow.
And so the combination of the churches and the hound people has been an amazing combination. But see, that's been my whole life. My whole life has been either church or hound hunting. So those are my people on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
And the people that I was always with, either houndsmen or church people, all came to my rescue, and I will always be grateful for them.
Good deal, man. We appreciate you helping. Appreciate you coming on, telling us about it. I think a real life update sometimes is better than reading it on Instagram or Facebook.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff you hear right now is all negative. So
Yes.
about what's going on over there.
There's plenty of negative, and there'll be time to tell those stories about FEMA and stuff. It's not the time now to cuss the government when your neighbor needs them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll cuss the government in a couple of years from now.
when they're out of there trying to give you a $750 loan.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about very self-reliant people in these mountains here. They're not out looking for help, but this time they had to have it.
Yep.
Good deal. Good deal.
I pastored 8 years in Montana, and so I got along real well out west and love it out there, and have a lot of friends still, out west. And I've hunted with people from different states, Idaho, and we got a buddy that comes from New Mexico and bear hunts here with us and stuff. And the people in the Appalachian Mountains and the people in the Rocky Mountains, I'm talking about the natives, not the move-ins, from different places that are real liberal. But the Appalachian people and the Rocky Mountain people are very similar type people.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking some time. Probably should let you get home. Yep. It's 9:00 there, ain't it?
Yep. Thanks for letting me on. Appreciate you guys.
No problem. If you got any other updates, let us know. And if there's anything you need us to announce, or we ain't the biggest podcast, but we are the coolest. And we do get, I think, more views than a lot of them. So
no, I watch you guys from time to time, and I watch Brett's videos on YouTube. I always enjoy those. So y'all have a good night. Appreciate you having me on. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
See y'all.
All right. That's a good deal. It's a good deal when community comes together. All right, next victim. Jason Rutter, New Mexico Houndsman Association. No, Brett's threw some money that way before in the day.
Yeah, I joined it a couple times.
Yeah, I remember that.
But now it kind of got minimized, and there's some issues, and now you're trying to rebuild.
I'm not a big participator, but I joined.
Yeah, we had a lot of support. I mean, to begin with, when I was voted as the president, and it was really I had a big meeting down here in central New Mexico on the Boston River Park. They have And it was really more like a coon club, you know, before it was an association. And I mean, we were founded in down off Second Street, like 1960.
And you're breaking up real bad.
Am I breaking up bad?
Yeah.
Is it his noise cancellation? Are you on your phone
like,
right now? You said.
It's like popping.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on my phone.
I feel like it's noise cancellation. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. Am I still breaking up?
Go ahead and talk.
Am I still breaking up now?
It's got that little pop to it.
It's just poppy, like when you between words.
Probably my speaker on my phone.
Hard to hear.
Anyway, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, guys, but anyway,
0.
So, okay, yeah. So from there, I wanted to bring the New Mexico Houndsman Association more to stand for like all the sporting dogs in New Mexico and the hounds, and be more than just a coon club. You guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so the past, I don't know, it's been like 5, maybe almost 6 years now. We're going real strong for 4 years or so there, and I was having a lot of UKC meets and stuff here back in New Mexico. We used to have the New Mexico State Championship here for the United Kennel Club. So for the coon guys, I kept them and started advocating for other houndsmen, bear and lion hunters and whatnot. And I've been trying to push it like that. I've done a few expos and stuff, got us out in the public eye more now. More people know about us. And then recently, we just had like a downfall of staff members. And last year, I had a bunch of hunts scheduled with KC, and I was working on a bear camp for whoever. We did also have poor boy hunt, but any dog have a regular dog. Hunt these night hunts. A lot of guys were coming and learning. Kind of the board kind of fell apart. Standing member, Mr. Fred Moore, he was our judge and treasurer. He chose to retire. So stuff got shut down on me, and fortunately, I kind of hurt myself last year and blew out a couple of discs in my back. I couldn't walk for about 3 months, and I had to cancel a lot of stuff I had planned and a couple of expos in. And I started getting a little better. I fell off the stairs, shattered my heel. So everything kind of just went into healing after that. Now I'm trying to get it all back together and find people who are interested and find the support that we need. Trying to find ourselves with a couple organizations here in New Mexico and abroad that I don't want to name them now, but there might be good organizations to go with. They're really controversial, but I think it would be right to go that direction sometimes and align yourself with both sides. You know what I mean?
So, how can we get hold of you?
Okay, you can get a hold of me at the New Mexico Houndsman Association at gmail.com, or you can message us on Facebook. We also have a website up. That's the New Mexico Houndsman Association.com. There's one of our pages. You can message one of our pages there. I try to stay active on stuff. I mean, it's kind of hard just being me at this point in time, and everything's on my dime, but I don't want to give up. I don't give up on houndsmen in New Mexico, and really do it for the dogs out there working, doing what they're afraid.
Does that look right?
Look that up.
New Mexico Houndsman Association at gmail.com.
Yes.
So you're looking for members. You're looking for people to help you run it.
Yeah, I'm looking for members. I'm looking for staff. We need to really come together as a state, as houndsmen in the state of Mexico, abroad. We all need to come together. We got fights going all around us. I guarantee you that we're in the sight. for these antis to come in the next year or two. We're going to be fighting these battles in Colorado, fighting battles in Arizona, fighting. We've already banned trapping in Mexico.
Yep.
It's made a big impact with the trappers not out there doing their job, you know, in small communities, and even in cities, but they're seeing mountain lions in Rio Grande, you know, and soon desert. People probably trap before they ain't doing it. So we're definitely excited.
I was under the impression someone said, "Oh, they're a right to hunt state," but you said that is not true. That they can bring a ballot initiative to you guys.
Yeah, they in 2021 we tried to get it as a right to hunt state. Wasn't enough support from the hunters or the houndsmen or any outdoors in the state.
Find it online.
So you guys got to probably start being proactive.
Yeah, we need to start being more proactive. I'm talking with some local politicians and stuff here in Valencia County where I live to support him and some other individuals that are going to give it a hand. I spoke with Chris and they're a great organization. We're close with them and whoever else to get us back going here and battles.
Perfect. Well, look at your what was that called, Brett? The Sportsman's Caucus that Dan Gates said look into that every state
Yeah,
should
I think
have?
so. I think so.
Check that out.
Quit chewing on that.
So Mexico Houndsman Association at gmail.com if you're in New Mexico. Get hold of them. See if you guys want to help.
You like
Jason Rutter.
John,
You got anything going on right now, or you're just kind of
cruising right now? Talking to some individuals with, like I said, a different organization, trying to get our ducks back to the road. I need to have any more UKC stuff or anything like that. We don't have a judge within a certified UKC judge coon hunt or competition hunt, anywhere in the state of New Mexico. So, I mean, we're looking for judges to come out and help us out with the hunt. And also, we're looking to advocate for all the rest of the hunters in New Mexico. So, it is what it is, and we're trying to get going again. I had launched this real good before, and we just lost the momentum. And, time to build it back.
it's time to.
Oh,
Heck,
yeah,
we appreciate you taking the time to come on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem. Try to get the word out, get you some members, and get you moving forward.
Oh yeah, definitely. That would help and be greatly appreciated.
You're more welcome to stay on.
Do any of these associations like yours, Chris, or are they going to become associated with the National Houndsman Association, or how does that work?
Oh, speaking of, I'm glad you brought that up because I did talk to a couple of the steering members today, trying to just figure out what's going on. I don't know. I did voice my opinion and say, hey, you guys are representing everybody. Maybe you should get hold of. I mean, it's not a big secret. I'm trying to start one in Arizona, so it's not that hard to say, hey, do you want to be in on a meeting? I found Jason, the New Mexico Houndsman Association, on Facebook. So they can find, they should be reaching out to each state. But what they're doing right now, this is kind of an official, like, what are you guys doing? Is they're kind of waiting for that election. They're kind of full force in that, proposition. And
in Colorado, you're talking about?
Yes, to get going full force on the National Houndsman Association. So they're kind of waiting for that election. They've kind of, and plus all the devastation over there back east, they have a lot of stuff going back and forth. So
what's going on?
So they're just kind of holding out, and then once the election's over, there's a lot of people holding out a lot of things for the election. Businesses, money being spent.
Yep.
So election year is a horrible year to do business. Never do business on election year. Right, Blake? Look, even Blake agrees. You know, everybody's waiting to see what to do with their money because they're afraid to do with their money. But they've kind of just stepped back for a second on that Houndsman Alliance, National Houndsman Alliance, helping people over there and back east and going full force on the Proposition 127, which is a great segue for Jared, who called yelling at me earlier saying, you guys got to get on this page. And it's a Facebook page.
Yeah.
And it's called Mountain Lion Sightings.
Yeah, mountain lion sightings.
You know, it's just, let me go here. Take it away, Jared. Tell them what's going on.
So there's some Colorado anti-hunters on there saying yes to Proposition this and that, to Proposition 127. And they're all like, it's sponsored by the Wildlife commissioners. And this, and I'm like, and then what happened today, like this happening on that page, and then what happened today is 200 wildlife employees came out and were totally against it. And you gotta go on that page and just rebuttal against those people. You're not gonna change their mind, but people are gonna read those comments, and the people that are neutral are going to read those comments and go one way or the other. So you're going to have to be clean, be decent to everyone, but really hard to stay on topic.
Yeah, Brett's definitely not allowed on that. Well, that's what I was telling Jared today. You know, like I posted that earlier. Vote yes on Colorado Proposition 127. And there's Jared over there.
Is it just called Mountain Lion Sightings?
Yes.
Yep.
52,000
members. What I said. Yeah, and you're not going to win. You know you're not going to win these arguments, but every time you post a link, and Jared said they're not taking these stuff down, which they haven't yet.
No, people post dead lions on there. Like, hey, look what I just got. Like, they do post lion hunting on this site, which is, not terrible. I'm not against it at all. But then they also post this type of stuff. So it's a very neutral it's a very neutral page to be a part of.
How for Wildlife? Oh, that was Jared Fisher.
Oh, dude, I lit it up today. With that 127, that set me on fire today. And then there's that lady from El Dorado
Small percent
County.
of our public. This one right here. Small percent of our public, the lions are actually on their way to going extinct in my area in the next 50 years from development alone.
So I commented with that lady and talked to her for a little bit. And she said, I rather would see a lion get hit by a car and die than ran with hounds.
Wow, these comments are something, aren't they?
You on there, Brett?
Yeah, I just got.
Oh yeah, there. Anybody who wants to see both sides of the story, this is a good one. Obviously, there's probably going to be more towards, but there are some middle people there. There's a lot of hunters on here, right, Jared?
Yeah, there's a lot of hunters on there. Robert Chase, he just blew that page up. So shout out to him. He posted some stuff. He commented. Like, way to go.
Yep.
And
look, there's a Riffy wolf.
You have to be, they'll try to bait you into a BS argument. Like, there's the one lady that's pro 127. She asked me 4 different times.
Was it?
No, that's not her. If you scroll up to yes 127, her name's something, I don't know, but her profile picture is vote yes on 127. But she tried baiting me into an emotional argument by asking me 4 different times if I've ever killed a mountain lion. And you just ignore that question and answer it with another question of why are 200 wildlife employees saying vote no against it? Because they do not have an answer for that.
Well, I know.
Wow, I never thought of that. She says that we're often aided by drones.
Yeah. And she sent me a 4-page comment on
We
stuff,
can use,
and I was just copied and pasted off of one of Mountain Lion Foundation's pages. They're really
New
easy
Mexico
people
Houndsman
to prove wrong.
Association. Oh yeah, they just don't listen.
Yeah.
Oh, he's out of
But
here.
that's okay. As long as you're proving that person wrong and a neutral person reads your comments, that's all it does. That's all you have to do to maybe change someone's mind that lives in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
Well,
like
that's what
you
I'm
said,
saying.
like we've been educate. That's all we have to do.
Yep. Even a argument with a link, someone's going to see it. Someone's going to look at it. But they are tough to argue with. And I always said, share, education.
Yeah.
You know.
I was in an argument today again with another gal on it. I didn't really have to work today. I just sat in the loader. So
It's like Benny. Sounds like a Benny job.
So I was just sitting on there arguing all day. And this one lady, I asked, she's totally against hounds for everything. And she said, we don't need to use hounds for wildlife studies or hunting. Animals get hurt, this and that. You know, they could strain on the animals, harassment, all that. And I just asked her politely, I just asked, what do you think we should do for mountain lion studies then? And she said, we need to stop all mountain lion and wildlife studies. We already know enough.
That's crazy.
That don't make no sense.
No,
I don't have the temperament for that.
No, it doesn't. But you're not arguing with that lady. You got to remember that she's an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I just don't have the temperament to put up with fools.
Yeah. And then so you make her look stupid, and then a neutral person will agree with you.
No, I agree.
That's the only reason I'm doing it, is just because, like you said, there's
It's like showing their
people on that
character.
page. Yeah.
You're trying, you know, I started Arizona Houndsman on Facebook, and I've had people literally text me like, this guy's a jerk, you need to kick him off, he's a thief. And I'm all, what does it matter if he gets on and makes his character look like an idiot? That's his business. You know, the more you let him get on there and talk trash, the more you're going to see his character, period.
Yeah, he's going to dig himself into a hole.
Yep.
It looked like that lady just kind of kept repeating the same talking points.
Yeah, she had.
Well, they only have a few talking points.
Yeah.
They only have a few talking points, and it's their personal beliefs.
They do have biologists that are doing studies for them. But these biologists that are doing the studies for him is the biologist that also wrote Path of the Puma, which is an anti-hunting lion book. And to me, he's not a biologist. He's an author, and that's how he makes his money, is by selling books. He's not a paid state-appointed wildlife biologist. But to these people, he does have a title that says PhD in biology. You know, so that's where they come in and say, no, we're science-based, this and that. And it's just, they don't understand. Like, another argument was the mule deer, like across the West, the mule deer population's been on a decline since the 90s.
Yeah.
And the mountain lion harvests have been up since the 90s. So they're all saying we're killing too many mountain lions. It's not fixing the deer population. And we're not killing mountain lions just to fix the deer population. The deer population is from a handful of things. The coyote population has exploded. The bear population, you know, bears, how many fawns do bears kill each spring?
Yep.
That's what our problem is down here, is the bears. It really is.
And
bears and coyotes.
Those are talking points that they're using against us. Is the kill quotas are been on an incline, but the mule deer population is still on a decline.
Yeah.
So we're killing more lions? Are we killing more lions?
Nevada is killing way more lions
and they're still declining
Yes. So Nevada, I think in Nevada in the 80s, they were only killing 100 lions a year. And there was roughly 160,000 mule deer in Nevada in the 80s. They just did a study in Nevada, and there's only 62,000 mule deer in Nevada right now, and they're averaging 146 lions a year.
Now, is that because of tag limitations, or that's just all that's being killed?
That's everything that's being killed. Because
you
you're
can just,
allowed 2 lions a year in Nevada.
Yeah.
And they're still only killing 150.
Yeah, well, there's not a big population of mountain lions in Nevada. Nevada is not the promised land for lion hunting. I mean, the Mustangs have decimated the mule deer herd. I have ran and caught more lions off dead Mustang colts than I ever have a mule deer.
And then also those Mustangs are eating everything in the house.
Well, you want to catch lions in the summer? Chase the Mustangs on the springs. And those high country, because them Mustangs will sit on a spring until it's gone. And they will run a deer, everything out of it. That water's there until it's gone. So the mule deer just get stomped if they try going into that water source. I mean, you'll walk into a high country spring that the Mustangs have found, and shoot, it looks like 300 head of cows have been standing in it for 2 days.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But the lions are getting blamed for it.
But the lions are getting blamed for, well, not really in Nevada are the lions getting blamed for the decrease in mule deer. They know it's because of the Mustangs and the lack of water and feed. But, you know, they still throw in Nevada. It's the most liberal state to lion hunt in. Year round, day or night, 2 tags a year. I mean, the state's doing everything they can with their hands tied behind their back on the Mustangs.
Well, those animal activists are just as bad for the Mustangs.
Yeah. I mean,
just like that lady, I'd rather see him get hit by a car. They'd rather see a Mustang starve than you go out and shoot him.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't understand.
It's crazy.
They think Mother Nature doing Mother Nature things is an animal going underneath a shade tree and dying in its sleep. And like my wife just yelled at me, they think the wild's Disneyland. You know, everything's a Disney movie.
Well, even Disney had the wetback hound.
Yeah, that's true.
That was just a few years ago.
Yeah. What do you do about it, Jared? What do you do about it besides, get on the internet and try to be polite, which is hard to do.
It is very hard to do with knuckleheads.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is like that Great American Hound Pup giveaway. That is perfect because now he's going to go to school and he's going to show his friends what he gets to do on the weekends.
Yep.
And then that's going to get shown to other kids.
Yeah, Blake goes to school. Blake goes to school and tells all his buddies, "Hey, we caught 7 bears this weekend. Oh, I want to go bear hunting with you guys. I want to go see the dogs run. I want to do this. I want to do that." I really enjoy being with Amanda and doing the Great Pup giveaway because I like seeing how the kids react when they get their dogs and see it through the Facebook page and stuff and see pictures of them. It's really cool. That's how we're going to have to keep hound hunting going, I think.
It is. We're going to have to go to schools and, we just did a parking lot for a public library in Tucson down here. Excuse me. And you wouldn't believe the amount of people each day will sit up at the front of that door and try to push something political at that door on their little tables.
In the school?
No, it's just a public city library.
Oh, library.
Yep. And these people will sit in their little tables and they'll have their shade covers and they'll have their papers that you need to sign to support this. And they'll tell you why. And those old ladies will sit out there for 6 hours and watch us work and drink their coffee and tea and talk to annoy every person that walks in and out of that library.
And we don't have one person in the hound community that will do that.
We got to have
And
someone
what you
that's
need-
retired, nothing to do on a Tuesday.
Well, you need the kids. You need the kids to sit out there passing out pamphlets.
You know, I drew a bear tag, and I had some buddies that ran hounds, and I went one time. We caught bears with dogs, and I was like, Amanda, I'm buying dogs. She's like, well, we can't buy them right now.
We lived in a subdivision.
We lived in a subdivision at the time. She's like, we can't buy dogs right now. We moved out of the subdivision. Now I got 14 of them. It's like, it's addicting. Like you go one time and you see a bear in a tree under them dogs. There's nothing better.
I started loading up the dogs and running while he was at work because I was like, you're at work for 7 days. Bye.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bumped into a guy today and he said, how many dogs you got? Usually I got 14, 15. I said, well, I don't know. I have oh boy, I only have 10. I felt like I was slacking because I didn't have 15 dogs.
Yeah.
To be fair, of our 14, one is super old. One doesn't really run much other than bobcats and lions. So she doesn't really run bears. And one is like 5 months old or 4 months old.
Yeah, a person usually has them in all stages.
Yep.
Oh yeah. You got to
have at least 7. You got to have your old one, your couple that's coming up, your puppies, and your real little puppies.
Yeah,
do it right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but then all of a sudden you got 10.
I don't mind even having a handful of old strike dogs on top and not even let them go. Just dump the puppies and dump the other dogs with them and let them go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let the old dogs rig.
I have one of those dogs, and I said that this last couple of weeks, and he ended up running a bear by himself because he's smart enough to know them bears are going to circle, and he knows how to come out of them little circles those bears do. You know, my other dogs, they're still trying to figure that out where they'll hang up and then they'll go. But I was out there Wednesday, 7, I don't know, almost 14 days. And he was getting sore. He's 10, almost 11. I tell you what, his ankle swole up, is limping on his front, and that dog will still run if I let him. You know, and that last bear we just got Monday, he rigged. Oh, I threw him out. I said, you're just going to rig today. Yucky's going to take over. And man, he didn't want nothing to do with that. So I let him down, and he went and caught that bear. Yucky beat him because he's getting slower. And his son, Yucky, he's but it works out.
Yeah.
Well, this summer we stopped at a watering hole and let all the dogs get some water and stuff, and 2 of the old dogs jumped up on top, and I thought the kids clipped them in on the strike rack, and we were driving down the road and they blew up, and when I stopped to pick up, I was like, where are my dogs at? And I looked on the GPS, they were already 200 yards down the hill. I was like, well, you better open the box and let the rest of them go.
Yep.
So no, them old dogs are fun to have, but I like having puppies around too.
Yeah, I got some video actually. I got some video from this weekend. Better play it. Everybody's jumping off here. Let me see. Let me share my screen. It takes me so long to do this because I don't know how to do it. There we go. One of my dogs. That's Ben. He does good. Except in August, he ran back to the truck to get rid of him. See what I got. Some videos. I don't think I got enough. Oh, there we go.
Oh, do you like it?
No sound.
You didn't hear it? I can hear it
No
on my
sound.
side.
No.
There's Stinker.
You drove the truck to the tree?
I don't know why I don't have sound.
They got
No,
the truck?
we were
Right?
on a road by the tree.
Oh.
Blake goes, man, they got really flat ground.
All my bears were off of. Yeah, some area.
You mean the bear
That's my
treat
one
that close
boy's,
to the road?
I had my one bear was about 20 yards off the road, and the second one was 50, and the other one was about 100.
Lucky.
I got lucky.
Tough. That's tough hiking there.
Is that the one?
All of ours were in a crap hole.
So I took this picture. You know, on all the Facebook bear pages, they set those people real
like
far
a true,
back.
Sound like
So I
a
set
true
my boy real
houndsman.
far back. That right there.
There you
Look how
go.
big that bear was. It was
Outfitter
that
shot.
big, but
Some
then
outfitters do that.
he grew. That's an outfit. That's a guide shot. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, stinker. That's my wife on this side over here, and Stinker won't let her sit next to me.
That's funny.
There, Jared. There's that Proposition 134 we was talking about.
Yep.
We're going to talk about that. That might be a good deal.
That's a big bear.
There's one of the bears, the first bear we treed.
I would have shot it.
Yucky.
There you go.
You know what?
Sound like my
It was only
pipes.
about 100 pounds. It looks good in the picture, but it was actually a smaller bear. Selfie. We always take selfies in the. That's the bear my son got. Dog's treeing. There's Blake again. I made some squirrel dumplings. That was good. There's Stinker. That's Stinker squirrel hunting too.
Yeah.
You're lucky you can't hear her. She screeches.
Like scream.
Oh, it's a horrible screech. It's a horrible screech.
Our dog named Little, she screams also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's part border collie, so look, Louisiana hunting will contest that it is not flat where I'm at. I just got really lucky.
He had a good trip.
Yeah. Oh,
Blake's
yeah.
used to the really steep mountains over here in Idaho, so he's like, "Wow, that looks flat," but there's probably lots of mountains there too.
Let me see if I can. There he is. We'll have him come on.
He went bear hunting for a little bit in Arizona, and he had a day.
Oh boy, he found out what. Yeah, where's he from? Louisiana. Bunch of flat swamps.
Alligators.
Lots of. I'll get him on. He can tell a story. What's your country like over there, Blake?
Yeah, it depends on where you go. Like we can go over to the Snake River, and it's steep and sagebrush.
Do you guys hunt the Wahi?
No, over towards Hell's Canyon.
Okay.
And then if you come like just an hour out of like north of our house, I mean it's brushy. We've got a lot of chaparral and stuff, but and pine trees, but a lot of our stuff caught on fire this year. We had a giant fire, and I don't know how our bear hunting or our lion hunting is going to be this year. They closed a bunch of stuff down.
Did they?
Yeah. Like all my lion hunting stuff is torched. There ain't nothing left of it. It's all gone.
Shoot.
I don't know how many of them got out of there. I know there was a lot of bears that got caught in the fire and died.
Mm-hmm.
So we might be hurting a little bit this for a few years till stuff grows back, and I don't know. Our bear, the Fish and Game are going to do a bear thing here in another couple months, and maybe they'll change our bear seasons around a little bit. And
okay,
it's going to be different for a few years. I know that.
Jeremy.
Yes, sir.
There he is.
Tell them about our flat land we got here.
Y'all don't know about flat land.
Even our flat land ain't flat land.
I did find a rock that was kind of flat.
That's about it. Jeremy got stuck with Casey Fair, and Casey took him on a hike.
8-hour hike.
Uphill both
Fun,
ways.
though.
Uphill both ways.
No, I could have rolled back to the buggy, but
I've done that before.
I'd have been uglier than I already am, though.
Jared, what do you think about that Proposition 134?
It's not bad. I mean,
think it'll work?
If it keeps them out from what they're doing in Colorado, I'm all for it, because that's the only way they're going to win in Arizona is by the ballot. Arizona
Let me pull it up.
and is pretty strong hunting. It doesn't matter if you're blue or red.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of, not to get racist or anything, but a lot of Mexican guys down here that are pro Kamala, but man, do not get in the way of their deer hunting or shooting a line.
In Tucson?
Yeah.
What?
Right?
Let's see here. This amendment will change the state constitution to make it nearly impossible for voters to put ballot initiatives on the ballot. Arizona already has exceedingly strict signature requirements for citizen initiatives when compared to the rest of the country. This amendment will change the state constitution to make it nearly impossible for voters to put ballot initiatives on the ballot by establishing minimum signature requirements for each legislative district in the state. Due to these requirements, Prop 134 means that even initiative receives over 1 million signatures, a tiny area in the state could refuse to sign and thereby invalidate the 1 million other Arizona signatures. Even worse, Prop 134 does not make it any harder for politicians to put initiatives on the ballot. So someone said vote no on this.
Huh?
Someone voted no. I found this and they're like vote no on 134, but they're
no, that's just a
then
picture.
You sent. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I sent you that.
What is this? What is this?
So if you scroll to the top and read the headline, that's a anonymous where they don't want to be known. Colorado wildlife employees signing paperwork, 200 of them, to go against 127. Because remember, they had that gag order in Colorado where they weren't allowed to speak either way. Well, they came out with a paper. And
said, we don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, everything's being managed correctly. Vote no on 127. 200.
And Robbie Kroger came out and said something about the state, one of the commissions or for one of the counties was saying, no, we don't back it.
And that county was a suburb of Denver.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah, I read that too.
So there might be a chance they don't pass it. You know, I was on the fence, and you just never know.
You don't, but I mean, I was talking to some guys. They only got the Wolves in Colorado by a couple thousand votes. It wasn't a large margin. So maybe, just maybe, fingers crossed, the other 1,000 people will go the other way this time.
Trent Hall sent me something that said, number 2, constitutional amendment, Article 1, Section 28, right to fish and hunt. This is in Florida. Proposing an amendment. Come on, open up. Proposing an amendment to the state constitution to preserve forever fishing and hunting, including by the use of traditional methods as a public right and preferred means of responsibly managing and controlling fish and wildlife. Specifies that the amendment does not limit the authority granted to the Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission under Section 9, Article 5. Trying to make it a right to hunt state in Florida, huh?
They need to do that in every state.
They do. They absolutely do.
What did Dingle Fritz from the HSUS say when they took lion hunting away in California?
We're not stopping there, right?
Yeah, he literally said we're going to win by the ballot box.
Oh,
And
yeah,
we're going to take everything away state by state. And he's quoted on it multiple times. He's like, we don't care about the biology. We don't care about anything. We're taking it away state by state through the ballot box. And he's done pretty good in California, Oregon, and Washington.
Yep.
Some brainwashed idiots.
They are. I mean, they are, but I mean, it sucks.
You get those. Well, it's hard when you have a concentration.
It's a great thing what America has because everyone gets to vote. It also sucks because everyone gets to vote.
They know how to manipulate the system. People who
the major population areas get to vote and make rules for those of us who out in the country. I mean, and that's the problem.
Kind of should be. What do you think? By county, when it comes to stuff like that.
Maybe they should have, like we have hunting, like units or something. I don't know.
You know, you argue with these people about lions and bears and bobcats. None of those people you're arguing with has even seen a track or donated $1 to wildlife or habitat.
Yeah.
I donate over $1,000 a year through what I do.
What they do is they watch, they see it on Instagram or Facebook, and that is it.
That is it. They don't donate money. They don't go on the trails. How many times have all of us been called out for a lion track and you go out and you're like, that's a Great Pyrenees. That's someone's sheepdog. You know?
More times than I like to talk about.
That's the kind I find, Jared.
I believe as a houndsman and clubs, we need to join together and let some of our differences slide and be. Well, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
We all know Arizona and New Mexico are better houndsmen than those Louisiana boys, but we don't. We still hang out with Jared. We still let him come on the show.
Jeremy, I do. This was, you know how we were talking about alligators getting in your hounds?
Mm-hmm.
How many duck hunters lose labs?
I don't know. There's a few every year.
Okay. I was wondering that because I saw that Phil Robertson shot a gator out of one of his holes, and I was wondering
how many.
But back to what Chris was talking about, it's just you gotta you just educate the uneducated. They're all like what Brett says. They're all brainwashed idiots. They are.
Yes.
And you just need to brainwash them the right way.
Like this guy right here, Robert Chase. We all know
snow is best for what?
Yeah.
You want to see me get mad? Make me walk in hip deep snow to a tree. I will be happy that the dogs are treed, but I will.
But you won't be happy. You have to get
there. Yeah, I will be mad the whole time because my hands are gonna get cold, and I'm gonna cry and light a fire as soon as I get there.
Nah, that's why you got to pack your snowshoes with you. You always got to have your snowshoes.
I'd have to get some for my mule.
What's that? What's snow?
Yeah.
I think I'm supposed to get some this weekend.
I'll give y'all some water.
Yeah.
We'll take some water.
We could use the water.
Yeah, we could use some moisture. That's for sure.
We can too.
We're actually jealous when we see floods. I see all that water back in Mississippi and North Carolina or where they're flooding. I'm like, gosh, dang. But of course, in Arizona, we get a 2-inch rain and the freeways are shut down because the underpasses are flooded.
Full of water.
Mm-hmm.
They got to fix my road out here. It washed out during monsoon season.
You don't hunt now.
Guys, I got to bug out. I sat here and
watched nighttime.
Flatlander there eating. I got hungry.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. You didn't say nothing tonight. You just listened.
I've been tired. I just got real tired today.
I think it was all when I showed that conservative page.
Yeah, I'm not good with politics and stuff. I'm
You're not good with people who say stupid stuff.
I don't have a lot of patience. I don't. It's just it's a flaw of mine. I can't help it. And I'm 63 years old, so it's probably not going to change.
No, probably going to get worse. Yeah.
Get worse. Guys, thank you.
All right.
We'll see you next time. Take care.
Well, I think the National Hounds Alliance, if they're going to do something, they need to do something now. I know they have a lot of stuff going on, but it ain't nothing. I told them today, I said, you guys need to start an email list just to throw out public and that PSAs, just to say, hey, we're chilling out. I mean, it ain't hard to go. There's a Nevada Houndsman Association. Everybody knows that Becky and Cleve are involved in some of that stuff. So it wouldn't hurt to reach out to them and say, who do I talk to?
My buddy's the president for Nevada.
Oh, is he? Shoot, we'll get him on next week. We'll have to get him on.
Well, we'll see if he's in service. His house doesn't have power, so well, it does. It's just generators. He's a rancher cowboy buckaroo out in the middle of nowhere. Kinda. I mean,
he's a rancher.
Got solar panels and stuff. Last time I was out there, but
yep.
Yeah.
But they all do need to come together. We all gotta, we should be having some sort of meetings and just saying, hey, what do you guys?
Well, Nevada's got a deal going on right now that no one.
Oh, what is that? They're trying to do something.
It's against the trappers.
Of course.
But they're saying the mountain lions are getting caught too much in the bobcat traps. And
small little lion.
Now they're trying to regulate like 24-hour checks, all sorts of stuff. Because I think I can't remember when I looked, but 12 lions got killed last year in lion traps, or they had to put down, or bobcat traps. I mean, they had to put down 12 lions in bobcat traps because they were, wrangled their foot to no end or something. I don't know, but they were unsalvageable or whatever.
A steel jaw or snare?
Yeah. No, steel jaw. You can still drop snares in Nevada. So some of them could have been from neck snares, but all the trappers I know in Nevada, all of them are steel jaws for bobcat. No one wants to screw up that bobcat hide.
No.
So that's what Nevada's got going on. I just got done talking to my buddy about that. He's going to go and talk to the commissions in the meeting in November about it. And it's the same guy. He's a bigwig doctor in Vegas or Tahoe, and he's against the trappers, the bear hunters, and the lion hunters in Nevada every year. He's this old guy with nothing better to do in his life, and it sucks because there's some commissioners in the Nevada board that they got a bleeding heart for the animals.
Phone call.
All right. I'm going to have to go, fellas.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks for coming on.
Take it easy.
Oh, there's Blake.
Oh,
he'll take over.
He's back.
Real star of the show.
Yep.
What you got going on out there, Jeremy? Who's trying to talk to you when you're on our show?
Yeah. My dog. He says there's something
say,
out here.
If it's your wife,
get it.
If it's your wife, kick it.
No, she's already asleep.
Oh,
he's out here barking at something. I don't know what he's barking at.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting any rain out there from that storm at all? You guys didn't get none of that?
No, it's drier here than it is out there where you live.
Oh shoot!
It can't be that dry. It's dry, man. Bear hunting.
We hadn't had any significant rain in 2 months.
Yeah, neither have we, huh, Jared? When did it rain? July?
I think the last monsoon we got was beginning of August, right before. Well, shoot, no, it's probably end of July.
Yeah.
It rained while I was there. That was the end of August.
I didn't get rain.
Yeah.
Well, you live in.
It was. Yeah, you live down there. Which you actually get more rain than anybody usually. It usually dumps in Tucson before it gets to us.
Yeah, we get Like 3 years ago in Tucson, we got 17 inches in 3 months. That
I wish we got some rain.
dude, I know we need the rain and everything, but you want to talk about a pain in the butt cleaning dog eyeballs.
Yep.
From all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
my wife, thank God she works from home because she's been going out to the property twice a day and flushing eyes and cleaning their eyeballs out. I mean, it's every day they're buggering up on them.
What happened?
Because of the dust?
No, there's the grass is dying down here now because we don't have any moisture. So all the grass seeds starting to fall to the ground. And
yeah.
man,
Sucking
you
up
want
their
to talk.
sinuses.
Oh yeah, and it gets in their nose, it gets in their eyes. I got on this bad lion Friday down here, and she went into this tall patch of something, and the seeds are real, like almost like 9-shot BBs. I mean, super small, round grass seeds or vegetation seeds. And it took us, for 9 dogs, it took 3 hours to clean all the eyeballs out, because we do it for a little bit, let the dogs take a nap, go back out there, see what eyes are boogering up again, then go back and flush everything out again. It's nonstop. Compared to last year, I didn't have that problem, but we only got 1.5 inches of rain down here during monsoon season last year.
So it didn't grow. The grass didn't grow at all.
And yeah, the grass was, shin tall and not waist deep. Well,
You get any rattlesnakes this year?
Oh man, every year's down here is bad. I mean, I haven't had a dog get bit. I thought I was gonna get a dog get bit on Saturday. It was 8:30 in the morning, so it was just the sun's starting to hit the bottom of the canyons, and there's this rattlesnake coiled up in the wash, and this perfect little mine looking thing, landmine looking thing. And I watched one of my dogs walk right over the top of it, not notice it was there.
That snake didn't do nothing either. He's like, I'm just going to sit right here, let him walk over. Didn't rattle.
I made sure a rock kept him warm.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Fulfilled prophecy. Bashed him in the head.
9 more. You can only kill 9 more.
Right.
No, don't forget.
Yep.
So, well, I think it's. I don't think we're in an uphill battle when it comes to Arizona yet. I think Colorado. Man, I hope they turn out good. I'm hoping they do turn out good. I have a little more hope now listening to what's going on.
The scary part about Colorado is there's a lot of money getting thrown around in Colorado right now by the antis.
A lot of money.
A lot of money. And as soon as Colorado goes away, all that money is going to get transferred to another state.
That's what they're saying.
And because they all spend money in every state, they poke around and see which one's going to take. And then as soon as they get one to take, that's when they send all that money to that state.
Someone's calling for Nevada.
Nevada,
to be next.
Nevada's
I think it's New Mexico.
Thanks for having us.
Get out of here.
It's bedtime.
Coming on, man. We'll get you on again.
Yep.
Okay. He loved doing it.
Thanks, Amanda. I appreciate it.
Heck yeah.
We'll talk to you soon.
Y'all bear with me.
Yep. But
we go back to the refrigerator?
Nope.
I don't want to talk bad about Nevada. Their houndsmen do what they can.
Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot of money getting thrown around in Nevada. I mean, NBU, Nevada Bighorns Unlimited, does a lot for the lion hunters, and they don't get enough credit. NBU, Nevada Bighorns Unlimited, does a ridiculous amount for the lion hunters. Whatever a lion hunter needs, NBU will be there for them. Because the lions just decimate the sheep herds.
They got a lot of sheep in Nevada?
Nevada has more tags in Nevada than the rest of the West combined for bighorn sheep.
Good deal. So they want to keep them alive.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a huge money profit. Do you know how many people put in for Nevada with that hope?
Oh, I bet. I bet.
But so
is that your sugar mama over there?
yeah, she's home for a day or two.
Oh goodness. Then back
Yeah.
at it.
And then back at it.
Yeah.
But Nevada, it's hopefully they don't hit Nevada next is what I'm gonna say. Because I don't think they're ready yet.
Man, I hope I would like for the National Hound Alliance to get going. I would like for them to get a hold of every association in the United States they can, because some states have 4, 5, 6, 10 of them. I don't know how many clubs. Get hold of the clubs. And even if, and I don't know, I was talking to a guy today and he said some of these associations and organizations are only like $15, $20 a year.
Yeah.
These dog guys need to quit being cheap bastards. I know you go buy Marlboro Lights for $10 a pack. And I know you go to Starbucks, some of you foofy suckers.
Yeah.
And I know you spend $5 to $8 a day.
That's only Brett. He's the only one that drinks that stuff.
Yeah. He's the only one that buys those $12 cigars and
right. I did get a dog box priced out today and my heart cried a little bit.
From who? Don't say South Dog. Don't say
No. I do have a dog box from down south or whatever dog box is.
Yeah.
In my side by side, but he's out in Springerville.
What's his name?
Brandon. Watson.
Dog box for what?
My Ford.
Oh. Well, shit. Just go buy some bed frames. I'll build you a dog box.
I want to put so you know how everyone has rig racks for their dog boxes and all that? I don't rig bear. None of
Mine
that.
comes off.
I don't have one.
Yeah. Well, I hate going through Reno, Vegas, and Phoenix and Tucson with my dogs. I probably get 15 pictures going from Nevada to Arizona every time I drive through those cities. So I'm putting a 2-inch, the dog box, so the dogs can breathe. I'm going to have 2 inches of clearance above the rail for all the dogs. And then expanded metal in the back where the door is going to be. So everyone knows I don't like the cold. So it's hot out. Everyone can stay cool. And then I'm putting a topper over the top. I'm going to weld the topper on top. So that way my bedroll, my tent, nothing gets wet.
There you go.
Nothing makes me more mad than having to set up my tent and dry out my bedroll because I left in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I got a 4-door. So I can put all the stuff in there.
Yep. But so, because, before, you've seen my other dog boxes. There, I just strap everything down to the top. And
that's why I like the rig racks, basically, because I put the chain on it. And if I'm not pulling my trailer, I'll throw everything on top, And if you're prepared better, you buy you a nice tarp, just like a pack rig.
Yep.
I bought one of those dry bags.
Yep.
Fits perfect.
But if I put a topper on it, I don't have to set up a tent anymore.
You just sleep right in that topper.
Yeah. And the dogs can go underneath. Because it's an F-250, so I'm hunting out of my side-by-side when I hunt.
Yeah.
It's just that's made to haul the dogs, and just for me.
There you go. That'll work. We could
But
build it. Is he building it out of aluminum or not? Or steel?
No, it's steel.
Kind of hurt my feelings. Here.
And, well, I got a welder. I just got to go buy the metal and have the time to do it. And I'm lion hunting 3 days a week. So I'm waiting
Hit them scrap yards, man. Hit them scrap yards and buy that bed frame. It's lighter an angle.
Yeah.
I built mine out of bed frames and conduit.
Yep.
Oh, thumbs up.
Yeah, he see that he snuck that thumbs on it quick.
There it goes.
There you go. So
Yeah. I got a buddy that owns his own welding business, so I'm getting a deal on metal. I gotta go buy it and then weld it up. And
there you go. You just look at you woke Dandy Florentine up. What?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Welding? I knew it. I knew it. You guys couldn't do it. I love building dog boxes. I'm not gonna lie. You know,
I do. I don't mind it. I've built every one I've ever had, even my aluminum one. But
I got to modify mine. I'm gonna put some storage in it. The undercover guy had a cool one he built,
yeah,
and he had a water tank in there, and he had a little 12-volt pump in there, and that thing was amazing pump. So I think I want to put in mine because I left it. I want to put it in the front, and then I want to put a little compressor in there too. And I'll just run the hose to the front and the back.
you know what my buddy did? So he used to have a rock crawler.
Mm-hmm.
And rock crawling, that's all made out of round tubing.
Oh yeah.
He put an air chuck in his not in his seat, but where it wouldn't get hit. Yeah, in his frame. Filled it up. You could fill up 3 tires.
Yep.
And they were 42-inch tires on that crawler. So
yeah, but they're only running 12 pounds max.
Yeah, but no, he could air them up quite a bit. And then, so he did the same thing. He made a bumper and did the same thing on his hound rig. And he carries a CO2 tank now too in the bed.
I have
and that will
2 of
fill
those
up a
CO2
lot.
tanks I need to fill up and mount in my truck because you could run the impact and everything off those.
Yeah.
So
I mean, those little CO2 tanks, what are they, 3 feet tall?
that's what I got. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For how much air those things hold, you could almost fill up a loader tire.
Well, you can run the impact
Mm-hmm.
and air your tire up. So,
Yep.
yeah, I need to build a bumper and mount those up under my bumpers. So,
Yep.
You don't see that anymore.
No, I've had them sitting by my shop. I just hadn't had them filled up. And I think I'm going to fill one up, put it by my faucet. Because right now I have to run a hose to my dogs when it starts freezing. I'm just going to hook it up, a little thing on there where you can blow that hose out. As long as you blow them hoses out. I do got a water line dug all the way to my dogs, but I can't find, I witched it. Me and my son witched the same spot. And man, I can't find it. But he just bought a little, what are those, Mermite backhoes? Has like a 20 horsepower motor in it. It's really cool little backhoe. So maybe I'll play with it and try to get my water done for this winter.
There you go.
Me and my dad was just talking about going down to Patagonia.
Yeah.
So,
There's some lines down there still.
Yep. So I think it's still open for bear too.
It might be.
30. Was that 35B?
Yeah, 35B.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some bear tracks when I was down there.
Yep.
I mean, I always see bear tracks when I'm down there.
Jeremy, you find any property over here yet?
I hadn't looked. I hadn't had a chance. I've been on the road.
Yeah.
We've been busy as all get out.
Yeah.
See who's texting me here. Anybody important?
You were talking bad about my dogs. My dogs were so good they snuck up on a bear that was asleep.
They did.
And then I stuck a GoPro in his face, and then he wakes up. And goes,
It's on his channel, Louisiana Hunting. There's all right. Is that on your channel?
It went on. It went up last night.
I don't want an aluminum dog box, man. I'll beat it up. It's like an aluminum horse trailer. Everybody wants them aluminum light, but man, I'll beat the crap. I'd have to weld that every month.
You know what's really hard on those over-the-rail dog boxes? That will eat a bed of a truck up.
Well, I got plastic on mine. As long as you lay something down. Best thing you can lay down is conveyor belt.
Well, you bolt it to the top of your truck bed?
Oh, I don't. I use carry bolts or the hooks, and they go to the tie downs on my truck. I weld the chain link in the front on the both sides, and then I put the what are those called? Not carrier bolts, where you turn them and it tightens it up.
Oh, turnbuckles.
Turnbuckles. Yeah, I got 4 of those on. The back ones always, you got to keep an eye on them because they'll come loose. So I think I'm going to do is put a lock nut on that so I can tighten that down. Hopefully it won't come loose. Or put a pin in it. So I got it covered. Well, guys, it's been 2 hours.
Yep.
Jeremy probably needs to go night-night.
I'm used to staying up late.
I bet.
Have you been catching any coon yet or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treed 2 in one tree and 6 in another the other night.
Oh shoot.
It's hard right now. They don't. My dogs don't do good in this. I got one that does all right in this dry condition.
Yeah.
The rest of them are too hot nosed.
I was reading a thing on coon hunting last week, and they said since coon prices plummeted and went to like, what is it, $3 a coon now or something?
50 cents here.
Yeah, I mean it's nothing.
Yeah.
That no one's trapping coons anymore, and so guys are just having heydays with their dogs on the coons. I mean, one guy he had a picture of 15 in one tree.
Well, when I first started hunting this property, I had one little old dog. My little, he came to the rendezvous with me, and literally trained that dog on this property. You go from one tree, it'd have 9 in it. Go to the next tree, it'd have 9 in it. I mean,
Then you could shoot one out, let them chew on it, and go shoot one out and let them chew on it, and still have.
Yeah.
I'd always wanted to go back east and just do a little coon hunting, take some puppies, get some puppies under some game. It don't matter what it is. Once you get them under game, you can move it to another game. But just to get them the tree, I got really good tree dogs. My dogs usually tree really good. It's getting them lined out on the trailing. And that's why I started pulling Dirty and leaving him on the box and letting Yucky go out. Because Yucky, he's treed. Man, that second bear, or that first bear, we just treated bear. And I headed back to camp, unloaded 4 dogs. An undercover guy texted me and said, he tried to call me. It just ring, and it went away, no service. I texted him. I said, I'm at camp. And I got a text back, said, I'm running something on this, this road. Man, do you see it? It's track. You see what? Never answered. So I told my boy, I said, well, let's just go check on him.
Yeah.
And he was already coming back, and he's like, he goes, yeah, I'd let my dogs go on a bear. And I said, well, how do you know it's a bear? He goes, because he'll stand in there, the side of the hill. He has real young pups. They haven't been, we got them under two trees in an hour. So they'll learn.
Dude,
but what's crazy, I let Dirty out. Yeah. Right. He took me right where he seen him. And Dirty went up there and was like, I don't know. I was like, that's weird. It's only been under an hour. And Yucky, I like, let Yucky out. Nothing. Vodka. They just kind of worked it like maybe they smelt the dogs and him walking through. I don't know. Maybe. But then Yucky went over about 130 yards, opened up. I said, oh, wow. Maybe he found that track, I guess. And
that's why we got to have that summer pursuit seasons. Keep dogs up.
I think that's coming. So
I mean, my first 5 weekends out, I wanted to pull my hair out. I'm talking with my 6-7-year-old dogs that have seen almost 100 lions.
Just let us pursue.
Yeah.
Just let us pursue.
The first day they did perfect. We didn't have any barks until they struck a lion. The next day, everyone was amped up because they trailed a lion the day before. First day, or the second day, I went 300 yards trying to catch trying to get on that same line again. It was a coyote. I went from having nothing for the first hour of hiking to the next day, first coyote trap they went over, they blew up and took off on. You know what's kind of crazy though about that is they're still getting on game. Yeah. They're still hunting. Now you just gotta
turn
hone
them
them back
where
in.
you need to go.
You know, because those dogs at the end of the year last year in May, when they barked, it wasn't a question on what it was. It was a bobcat or a lion.
Yeah.
You know, by December, February, they're pretty straight and narrow and solid. But man, August, September, I just want to cry. I'm just mad at everyone. Like, you know, I looked at one of my dogs and I was like, really? A coyote? A coyote. You've done how much with me? And she, you know, she's a 7-year-old. I'm like, you've done how much with me? And you thought that was a good idea. You know, because
Yep.
I'm only hunting 2 hours in the morning then in August because it's 106.
That's like the first time I carried these dogs out after we got back from Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
My puppy, he got out in the field. They just cut this cornfield, and he's by himself, and he's running a track. And I saw 3 deer run out of the field right there where he was at. And I said, he's fixing to run those deer. I'm going to get to shock him. And I thought I heard my old dog locate, so I go down, and it wasn't her. It was him. He's out in the field baying something. And then my youngest Jip headed to him, and I guess he thought he was a little greater than what he is. And he grabbed it. It was a big old boar coon. It was about 20 pounds. It chewed him from one end to the other.
Oh, shoot.
But he had some help by that point in time. But
you know,
he's a 70-pound puppy.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, he was out there screaming.
Hey, props to you for not shocking that dog off that coon, though.
Oh, I didn't shock him.
I know, but you thought, you know, you could have thought they were deer.
Yeah, well, I knew where the deer were at. And if he'd
Yeah.
have went across the ditch, you know, he'd have probably got it.
Because I almost screwed up Sunday. So I parked the truck, and I got beat by a female on Saturday. She ran us in the heat, and my dogs didn't catch her before it got too hot. So she whooped us. We had her jumped, but the heat took over and she won. And so I went back in there the next day, and I didn't find her for 2 hours. But the dogs did find 15 chulas, those monkeys, from Monday.
Ugh.
And, you know, once you're in a canyon with a bunch of monkeys, it's a pain in the butt to get them out of there, you know. So we get about 600-700 yards past some monkeys, and we're almost back to the truck. We're 400 or 500 yards away from the truck at this point. And there's a canyon coming in this way and another canyon coming across this way. And the dogs blow up and they take off. And I'm about ready to shock the dogs because I'm thinking there's more monkeys in here. And the guy that was with me said, "Hey, hold up." Because I was mad. I've been over it. I fought monkeys for a half hour, 45 minutes. I was getting ready to just light everyone up. He's like, "Hold up, stop. And he's an older guy. And he's yelling at me to stop. And he's like, "I think I got a track here." Sure as shit, it was that female track going off. And I almost lit everyone up.
Yeah,
I would have lit everyone up.
I've done that 100 times. One time I just forgot my shocker at Tritronics and it was in the truck. I walked back to get these dogs because they was trashing on elk. When I was walking back, I looked down, a big old bear print right up that elk, right up that.
Yep.
Could have ruined a dog.
I sit and watch that Garmin and just let them make a big pass. Just watch the pattern that they make. I can generally tell what it is, but most of the time he'll outrun whatever he's running. So
yeah,
or he's going to keep on, and that's when you know it's something fast. But
that's the hard part about these monkeys down here is they love the rock ledges just like the lions do. So you're all like, "Oh man, we're gonna come around the corner." The dogs are treated. We're gonna come around the corner and see a big old thumper Tom. Come around the corner and there's 4 monkeys looking at your dog on a rock ledge.
See a big old thumper. Monkey.
Yeah. See a big old freaking chula sitting there popping his jaws at your dogs.
Yep.
They're if there's one thing that can leave with the mosquitoes, it's them.
Are the mosquitoes bad there?
They were during monsoon season.
Well, they get those little spots where you got the water and they
Yeah.
kill you because they all congregate at the first puddle
Yeah.
they can find.
My dogs got into some bees
Oof.
on Friday.
Ground bees? The meat
Yeah.
meat bees?
I don't know. I took off running. I'm allergic. I've been stung 4 times, and it's never fun each time. But
You got an EpiPen?
no, I don't get that bad where I can't breathe or nothing.
Oh,
But
you just
my
swell
hand
up.
will turn into a basketball.
I swell up pretty bad too.
And
your voice changes.
freaking
He gets real high pitched.
yeah. She makes fun of me because the first time I got stung by a bee, I was on the mountain. I got stung by a bee. I've never been stung before that I could remember. And we got in this nasty beehive, and these bees lit the dogs up. Like, the dogs thought I was shocking them. So my wife or my dogs take off back to camp. Like, they're sprinting back to camp. And 3 dogs show up at camp, and I'm not at camp. And my wife texts me on their inReach, "Are you fine? I got so-and-so back at camp." And I was like, "We just got our asses kicked by bees. Are you allergic?" I was like, "I don't know. I got to call my mom." And I called my mom, and I was like, "Mom, am I allergic to bees?" And she's like, "I don't know. You've never been stung before." Well, I was allergic to bees, and the side of my face swelled up like a watermelon. I got stung in the eyelid.
He was fine. I gave him 2 Benadryl and a beer.
That's right.
The beer. That's all he needed was the beer.
Put the beer over my eye.
I mean, look, a lot of these people don't know what a Cuda Monday is back east. Did you run into any, Jared? Or Jeremy?
No.
When you was hunting with?
No.
Oh, come on, let me see.
There,
For those of you, someone
All
asked
we
they had
ran
big
into
teeth.
was rattlesnake.
bury them with a rock.
How big do y'all's get, Jared?
Not very big. I mean, 3-4 foot. You know, they don't get giant down here.
They don't look like that one.
That a Cuda Monday.
Yeah.
A Quadi Monday.
Yeah.
That's what they look like. Little
And they'll
bastards.
get packs into 15, 20, and they will wreck a pack of dogs.
There's a good picture one. Hey, well, here's a good picture one when you come around a corner somewhere in a rock pile and you see that big old tail sticking out right there.
You get excited.
You get excited. Or you see them running through those. There you go. What do they like to do? They like to get them dogs' throats too.
Yeah, they'll latch onto it. So what they'll do is they'll latch onto a dog wherever they can get a hold of them. Well, you know, you hunt lions with a pack of dogs. Well, another dog's going to come from the back and grab that bugger by his butt and pull him off, and that thing won't let go of a dog's face, and he will rip.
Look how gentle they are, Jared. I don't
They
have
are
to worry
not
about.
gentle. They are not gentle.
Look at that. That's what they look like when you come around a tree too.
Yeah. Golly, dude. They can get into some big packs.
20. I've seen them. 15, 20.
Yeah.
So they're no fun. They'll kill a dog.
Yeah, the worst I've heard is 3 dogs dying in one go.
So,
and it was just, you know, just a
Y'all
bad
just need
deal.
a couple of good cur dogs.
Right?
They'll fix that problem.
can you chase Cuda Monday with a dog?
I don't know. I tried not to.
Well, if you could, man, you just go get you a nice terrier hog
Mhm.
dog and
Jack Terrier. Yeah.
I'd use my little blackmouth cur I got. I don't care if she gets hurt. She's a sweetheart of a girl, but
I got
but
that Catahoula I got. Thinking about breeding her to Dirty because he's good nosed and she's fast. So
That's one thing I like about the Kurds is, man, they are built good.
Mine's accident prone, but he's an ignorant sucker. He thinks he's as big as I am, and he's just gonna run in there and grab whatever it is.
Yeah.
He actually treed those 6 in that one tree. My puppy wouldn't back him.
Really?
The question is, are you supposed to?
That's right.
Well, most time when you're back there in those countries, there's not many game wardens that are. So,
yeah.
Anyway, well, guys, I think I'm gonna go in and pretend I'm a dad and a husband.
There you go.
We're
All
gonna
my
have to
kids
hear
be in
some better
bed, so.
stories from your twin boys.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna put them on, but I had a lot of people on, so I think next Wednesday I'll set them up their own little studio in their room, and they can come on. They actually got their own, the Watson Boys YouTube, so we'll have them tell them stories.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it Monday. Interview stories and tells. I'll bring them on Monday on Brett's show.
There you go.
So, but Jeremy, thanks for jumping on.
Yeah.
Tell us that Arizona's not flat. Damn,
In
Idaho.
case you don't quit, I'm gonna end up being back in Arizona.
You sending you stuff?
Man, I said, you just teasing me. Here I'm having to work for a living. You're out here teasing me.
Oh man, I was out there for 2 weeks straight. So anyway, Jared, thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Plethora of knowledge. So
I don't know if it's knowledge.
We'll do it again next week.
Don't forget mountain lion sightings. Talk to them.
Mountain lion sightings. If you guys go to Facebook, all you dog guys, be polite and just share stuff.
Yeah.
Share the CRWM stuff. Share the Lionheart stuff. Just because I shared it doesn't mean someone's going to see it. Maybe I'll just share it every day.
I've been sharing it on both of my Facebook pages, Instagram.
Yep. Just keep sharing it. My brother's wife there talking crap about a rocket dog. I think it's a healer. Kick that dog every time I see it just for fun. All right, guys.
All right.
We'll see you.
See ya.
Later.
Bye.
So anyway, there you go. There you have it. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. This is probably gonna be made in a podcast. I might send it to W if you want to listen on a podcast. If you are listening to this on a podcast, you can go to Anecdote of a Houndsman, and you can watch all of us good-looking guys talking smack about everything. I also put most of these on our podcast, recasting. If you go to Spotify or the Apple podcast, you look up either the Chris Watson Project, where I just mix everything in, or free casting, where I have these ones on there. Hound Rendezvous next year is probably going to be the end of August, the 22nd, same area. Maybe that weekend. I got to figure it out. Young Arizona. We'll be more prepared. We'll have more time there. We'll get in there earlier. Well, I withstood another episode of this. Thanks, I guess. Go back to your campfire and drink there, Dandy. So my dogs don't listen at all. Listen to this. Come up. Bring them up. I told you guys come up and get a bear. Other than that, thanks for showing up. We'll be back next Wednesday. We'll be back on Monday. I don't know what we're going to talk about. That's all I got. Always remember, guys, keep your powder dry and stay safe out